check out the Dread Exodibus. It's the new podcast we got going on. It's scripted fiction. It's really fun. Been working hard on that one too, and we will see you soon on the next episode of the Kentucky X-Files. So take care of each other. We'll see you. Saw him the other day. Now he's like way more bold now. So he's just sitting out in the middle of my yard next to my chicken coop, just staring at him like.
Kick your ass.
Yeah. I randomly open the window and fucking yell shit at him now. Like my neighbors probably think I'm insane. So I open the window and I'm like, "Hey Gregory, you fucking suck!" And he like takes off running. I'm like, "Heh. Sucks, don't it? When somebody makes a bunch of noise when you're having a peaceful time, son of a bitch." Yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked there, but
shit.
God damn it. I don't know what to do about this thing. I gotta get a new camera.
You seem surprised.
There we go. Got it. Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like we may have gotten, like pretty far as human beings, like
yeah,
where we're at. But I can't help but wonder, like, did we like come out on top of this, or did we get kind of the short end of the stick a little bit? Let me give you a scenario and you tell me what you think, okay? The other day, I saw a couple squirrels and a bunch of birds hanging out in the yard up at the trees and, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of them was discussing going to get fucking gas so that they can drive to work tomorrow. They weren't worried about their taxes. They weren't concerned about their house payment or the grocery bill. They were literally just hanging out in a tree, just enjoying the world.
But that's the thing. I feel like we've gotten to the point where how to put it? It's that whole thing that what was it? Albert Einstein said like technology will be the downfall of us all.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's the case. Like we've got too far in technology that if the world, I want to 100% believe if the world ended tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe just say the power went out and we didn't have any power whatsoever. Like maybe a solar flare just killed everything, but we're all still alive. I believe that we would probably die off just because none of us we're too dependent on something. Like we've used our brains to this extent.
Yeah.
To automate too many things, and then no one would want to do the difficult work anymore because that's not how they know how to do things and how to do things. And I'm with that. Dude, my generation, I feel like my generation were we were kind of the last, we're on the tail end of all this, the technology, the technology boom, if you will.
I don't know, man.
We embraced it too much.
I was so excited coming up and the internet happened and computers and all this. I was like, this is so cool. and then talking to people all over the world, and like, wow, this is awesome. Like, I can't believe I'm talking to, this kid from Germany right now, or I have good friends from Norway and Sweden that I played video games with for years. And it was amazing because that would have never happened otherwise, you
Yeah.
know. But then there is a degree of, now I'm ashamed to admit that 9 out of 10 times I'll just order from Amazon instead of driving 2 minutes down the road and getting it.
Yep.
Door dashing. I've been guilty of that one lately too, because I'm like, man, I don't want to go anywhere today. I want to just be at home and enjoy my home that I work hard for. I don't want to go out. I don't want to leave it, and technology is making,
I DoorDash that.
yeah, I'm
Dude,
just
this
saying
is
it's,
this is $3. I bought 2 of them.
yeah,
$16.
yeah. Yeah,
This
it's
is
crazy.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I Most of the time I complain about money, but when I'm lazy,
right.
that's when you get lazy, that's what happens. You waste your money.
Sure. Yeah.
And I feel like that is all of us.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to not leave myself out of this because I am one of the kings of lazy. And I hate that about myself. And I wish I could I wish I could turn a switch and say that I'm not. But that's the type of thing that it takes time to get yourself out of
Oh, yeah, yeah,
these
yeah.
slums and stuff. And I feel like I've always said that about the human race and stuff. There has to be something that will happen. We
Catalyzes,
literally,
yeah.
yeah, no one changes because they want to. They change because they have to. That's a lot of how a lot of people say when people are way overweight, they'll keep eating until there are big problems and then they change their life around.
Yeah.
That's how we work. We like to continue to enjoy something until we're not we can't. We
Yeah.
physically can't do it anymore.
I
So
seen a video about that. There was just bringing, like, speaking of that, this dude was like 800 pounds and he was laying in bed. He couldn't even function anymore. Right. And they said he lost mobility like several hundred pounds ago. And I'm sitting there like, my brain immediately went to work on it. And I'm like, okay, so someone else helped you stay this way and get worse. Because if you lost functionality and mobility, someone's bringing you this shit, and I can't help but looking at it, and it's like, bro, like, this is the world we live in. I made a
Mhm.
comment to I made a comment that wasn't taken very well to a couple people. I didn't mean it, but sometimes I have a analytical brain and I can't help but dissect shit right off the bat. And it had to do with the mental illness, the revolution of mental illness that's all everywhere now.
Mhm.
Anytime there's a thing, somebody slaps mental illness on it.
Mhm.
Now, not so much before. And it was like, overeating is a mental illness now. You know, drinking is a mental illness now. Blah 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 is a mental illness now. And it's like everything that we do, it's a disease or it's mental ill, and it's never ever our fault. And we lost accountability. We lost a valuable thing there, you know. And I made the comment that wasn't taken very well was, it's amazing to me how when you go to a place like, say, in Africa, where they're not doing very well as far as food and medicine and water and cleanliness goes, that none of this is really a thing over there. If you go
Mhm.
over there, you don't really run into too many that have the disease of eating too much. So my thought is just like, well, maybe this blanket of mental illness that we keep claiming is a lot more our doing and our choices that we're making
Mhm.
because of our environment. And here in
Yeah.
this environment, everything's at your fingertips. It's a click of a
You can
button
order it.
away.
Yeah.
You can order it and they will bring it to you. You know, I've got like hot sauces that I have delivered to my front door because I can't be troubled to jump in my car and drive down the street. It's so ridiculous, The environment, the behavior, we encourage it because we're an economic society.
Yep.
Whereas some of these villages and things in Africa that aren't doing so good come from a hunter-gatherer society
Mhm.
that's been invaded by economics. Somebody came in and took the resources and took this and took the biggest piece of hunting land and turned it into a preserve, which I still find a little suspect. You know what I mean? That's a little weird to me. And I don't wish bad on anybody over there, man. I hope everybody makes it. I want everybody to do good. I'm just saying that it's time. I feel like it's time for us to stop making
But
excuses and do what we need to. Step up,
but but that like kind of goes back to what we said. I guess if you guys are listening out there, it'll probably be in one of the first episodes talking about the white rhino.
Yeah.
Okay, you just said they take a big piece of land and they make it a preserve.
Yeah.
Okay, I get trying to protect certain types of certain types of animals because they're on the brink of extinction.
Right.
But now you're forcing said tribe village
Yeah.
that they can't hunt these things because they're providing for their family. They're not. They don't live like us.
Yeah.
That's not like you got to understand too.
It's a
And
different
they're
culture.
not.
Yeah.
And they're not hunting these animals for malicious intent, like to just sell
Yeah.
certain body parts. They're
Yeah.
using
Everything that
say
they,
yeah,
yeah.
they using it. They use the bone I know they make tools out of the bones. They use all the meat to feed the village. So that goes against like I get that part why
Yeah.
people do that.
Right.
And
I,
you can tell me all day long. I understand why people why vegetarians, vegans, they hate this whole mentality of we have to hunt. But think about the area that they're in. They don't like some of the
yeah.
areas you're not able to grow a lot of food and
Yeah.
to make it abundance to
Dude,
feed a lot of areas. So you got
that
to do the
culture right
next.
there is a perfect example, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, I'm just saying, like, I understand, like, people always say like, one guy I saw this one video, so like, a vegan or a vegetarian owns this reporter or something, she's like, "Does, lions don't say or do anything like, uh, like, they kill for meat, so, so what are you saying?" He was like, "Oh, like, so you're like we're not lions. We are yeah, we can eat meat if we choose to. Why do we pick and choose what a lion? We don't go ravaging areas and like literally just eating raw meat. We cook it and like people cook it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like why do we pick and choose? Because that's all we got. Some areas like don't get me wrong, we're a society that we can grow that stuff. But then I've heard so many countless like farmers will say, "Well, I use this type of like chemicals, these types of chemicals and stuff to preserve the like to grow this, say soybeans or something. I have to kill animals that will eat the crop that I have to sell to get to you so you can have your soy burger or whatever type
Yeah.
of like that." So the land is devastated and we're killing more and more animals every each day so we could have that type of thing. No matter what you do in life, we're not gonna leave here without some type of blood on our hands.
Yep.
Like it,
It's the
it
way it
like
works.
the-
Yeah.
like because not everybody is able to have a micro farm in their backyard and be able to survive off of that.
Yeah. And even if you could, it's good luck.
Yeah, because one time, one crazy storm,
Hmm.
anything, you're devastating everything you worked for.
Yeah.
So that's why, so you got to understand, that's why we have to mass produce. Dude, we're billions of people. That's
Yeah.
why we have so many farms, and to keep that upkeep, there's going to be repercussions.
Yeah.
There's never, it's not gonna be such a life. I guess,
Yeah.
yeah, I
We're
feel
too
like you get what
far.
I.
We're too far along now for like ecosystem harmony.
Yes,
I've got a
that's
plot back in the backyard now. It's like 17 feet by 20 something feet, and I'm solarizing it. You familiar with the term?
no.
Okay, a tarp is basically staked down to the ground.
Hmm.
It's using the sun to bake every plant, creature, whatever that lives in that area
Hmm.
to turn it all into fertilizer. So when I pull the tarp off, it'll just be dirt and a little bit of tilling, and a garden can go in. So I essentially have to kill a 17-foot by 20 something square of ecosystem
Hmm.
so that I can grow a garden, so that I can throw some vegetables in and some peppers. There's there's no way to just be in perfect harmony with it. You have to give and you have to take, and that's all it is. However, we're planting a lot of flowers also. The flowers are going to hopefully promote bees and other animals that pollinate. So we want to bring those in, and we want to get them doing, and they can take all that and go off and make their beehives and be happy, and we're glad to do it. So you take a little, give a little, you know. But there's no way to perfectly be in harmony with this. If you want to plant a bunch of organic health foods, you have to murder gigantic swaths of natural habitat to do it. And you can't plant in the same place twice, because then you burn out all of the bacteria in the ground. Just billions of different types of bacteria that help plants grow and help things live. You have to kill all that if you double plant. Potato farmers do it all the time. They completely burn out entire swaths of field. But what they do is that they come back in and they put a slurry down, and they reintroduce new bacteria, and they get it going again for the next one. You know, farmers have, like, literally they've perfected what they do.
Hmm.
They know what they need to do. You know, the problem is that farming proteins is a bit harder. You know, I can't remember where I was reading about it. It was basically saying how, like, you can supplement animal proteins for plant proteins, but I believe you need more of it. Like, or it occupies more space, something like that. I can't remember how it went. It takes a lot of beans to make the proteins that are in a cow.
Hmm.
So to me, just not being an expert, that sounds right to me. I don't know, but how much how much land do you need for that one cow versus how much land do you need for all that protein in beans?
Hmm.
And it's predominantly soybean,
Hmm.
and it's so bad now that the soybeans are being supplemented for meats, and in a lot of cases the soybeans are being, if they're rejected, like it's a bad crop or whatever, it's being turned into feed for the cows, which is why everything tastes like soybean now. You know, you want those omega-3s, them grass feds. You know, that's how you get a good burger, good steak.
So yeah, that's how I was That's why I just get frustrated with like a lot of this stuff. Like I feel like there's people out there that could probably explain this a lot better than I can, but it's just frustrating because everybody feels like they can live the way that they like we can live in harmony with everything and continue the life that we live. We
No,
can have these big cities, we can have all this stuff at our fingertips, but still be green about it.
sure,
Like, and
yeah,
I can't see that. If we really want to be totally green, the population would have to we would have to stop what we're doing, and the population would have to be cut down pretty low
all right,
to have to be able to be like I guess if you will harmony. I guess more of a it's more giving than taking to help the planet.
I think that's the
So
case. Like you remember years ago. I haven't kept up with the forestry industry, so I don't know if it's still going on. I imagine it has to be, but
mhm,
they used to cut a tree down and plant two.
yeah.
It's like to me, like that's the most simplest system right there. Is like, you know what I mean? Like you cut one
Mhm,
down, plant two, give back twice as much. So next
yeah.
time it's even easier. You know,
Mhm.
I feel like that if we did that with everything, I feel like we'd be doing something good. Like I don't know. Like if everything if it was possible,
Yeah.
you eat a cow, you plant two. Plant two cows. If
And
you
then we
or yeah, I guess that one doesn't really work, but you know what I mean? Like,
and
how
then
can it
you
work?
but then there's another thing too is the cows. The how many cows that we have to raise to to accommodate for for the masses. And then
Yeah.
now we're on the whole like methane buildups, like the methane
Yeah.
that the cows produce. Like they say, what a ranch would produce so much methane because of the cows.
Yeah.
It's it like obviously the what are we supposed to do if there's another alternative? What?
Yeah. We eat the methane burgers.
Well, I kept thinking too. It was like, dude, I saw this on Doomsday Preppers, dude.
Yeah.
Probably the best idea I've ever heard on a Doomsday Prepper site
I know you told me
was
about this. Yeah.
this. They're total off grid, but they have power like solar and stuff like that. But they heat and cook with the methane that produces from their own shit.
That's pretty genius.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
Yeah.
That I like, dude, when I heard that, by far the best doomsday prepper I've ever heard. Like,
Yeah.
you can't tell me that's not genius. And everybody's like, they use their own shit to cook. That must taste like it's technically a natural gas. It's a biofuel.
Right.
You're not gonna get that taste in your fucking burger. You're not putting it directly on the fire, but you're just get a charred taste to it. I don't know. Maybe it'd be different, like because if you use like if you put like a steak on a direct flame from like a propane tank, you might get
Yeah.
you probably will get a weird taste to it because that's pumping direct
Yeah. I mean,
propane.
they're making it sound like you're just throwing a couple of turds on a grill and
Yeah, you're not lighting it like you
yeah.
have like a Lincoln log turds just in a fire like that, and you're just putting
Yeah.
it on the stick. You're just holding the steak over the fire. It's like
Yeah. No.
no,
There's some chemical changes that are happening there. That's
yeah,
pretty genius though. You
like
know.
yeah, because we're all gonna shit. So I think that's amazing,
What about all the
dude.
methane coming from our landfills? Like there
Dude,
has to
yeah.
be a lot, right? I mean,
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen like the ones that like Rumpke and stuff? Dude, they actually have vents because the methane that builds up in like the core
Yeah,
of
it's got
like the
the
landfill,
flame or whatever.
yeah, they have to burn that off or it's going to be it literally gets too much pressure. And
It
that
says
could
here.
that mountain could actually explode.
It says here that landfills in the United States released 119.8 million metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent of methane into the atmosphere in 2022. All right, let's see 2022 methane from cows. 2022, it says the methane from cows decreased by 2%. Okay. How much? Okay. Metric tons of methane from cows. How much? Come on. Okay. 73.5 million metric tons for that.
And how much was the landfills?
Where's it at here? Damn it, I lost it. Shit. $119.8 million metric tons. Only 73 million metric tons from cows. Seems like we need to do something with our fucking garbage more than we need to do anything with the cows.
But that's the thing. What can we do?
I don't know.
Like, because this whole, and if we want to go down that rabbit hole,
Yeah.
the recycling is a lie.
Right.
It's 100% a lie. I've heard that it's not not profitable to actually take all this like recycled garbage and then go and then actually recycle it. It's just not profitable to
Yeah.
do that. So companies, they'll send the stuff and then other companies will put it on barges and send it to other countries and just dump it there because they physically can't justify actually refining this and putting it into other products. They just
I
can't
guess the
do it.
manufacturing of like re-rendering shit is probably, well, yeah, because you think if they did it with plastic, then they have to melt the plastic down. It releases all kinds of chemicals in the atmosphere. They re-render it back into something else. Then they got to clean it. Oh yeah, wow! I could see it. There's probably a lot to it.
Yeah, there's just too much like process to do that and
Wow.
companies can't handle it.
Yeah.
So this is where I go like I come into like where I think government should come into play here. Okay, it's non-profitable to do this. But if we
Yeah.
want to get on the bandwagon of actually recycling and trying our best to fucking do some type of good, why can't like we're already in fucking debt already. Who gives a shit?
Right.
Just fucking charge that damn fucking card from China and just keep going. Like who fucking cares? It's not like we're going to fucking uh, like dude, I'm sorry. That's another thing I'd get pissed about. We're so many trillions of dollars in debt, but
Mhm.
if I miss one fucking payment on my fucking car, they tow that bitch. You think they're going to fucking tow fucking America?
Somebody said that. I thought it was actually brilliant. It was like they were speaking for the spirit of the age. They said the country that's trillions of dollars in debt has the audacity to give me a credit score. I was like, bravo, like bravo, holy shit.
And then now they're saying that freaking taxes are going to go up.
Oh yeah,
Like
I
this,
mean,
yeah, the percentage is
it's the only
going to go
direction
up.
they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we just can't we never we've dug such a deep hole.
Yeah.
There's no way of getting out of it. So this is that point in like everybody's life where they have to say it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I gotta do and then just keep going
Right.
until I die. Like I hate to say it, but that's how it is. It sucks. There's no way of doing anything different. Like, cause if I have to wake up tomorrow and have to go to work, that's all it has to matter.
Yeah.
What else can I do? I
That's
can't
true.
just I just
That's
can't
it is. That's
I can't go on social media and bitch about that. I can come here, I just talk. That's all I can do.
yeah.
That's all you can do. But I can't literally go to rallies and stuff and look what those fucking do. They don't do shit. They don't do anything. Like I
Right.
hate that. If somebody could literally come to me and say, "We could do this," by all means, I will help somebody to change things. But if you don't come with a plan and just complain about it, then
Yeah.
what are we here for? What are we doing? We're just rehashing the problem.
That's
If
true.
you don't, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. That's true. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a mess. I mean, there's no like solution in sight
Mhm.
except for they want to tax us more for it. I mean, it is what it
Yep.
is.
It
Yeah.
is what it is.
That's when the truth is stranger than fiction right there. Yeah. We uh we got so many messes around us that we don't know where to start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got nothing else, man.
Oh,
What about you?
nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I hope I
We
like
burnt through all of everything I had.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, hopefully, we get these out there. These episodes get out there, and we just kind of. Hopefully, we can get back to the spooky stuff because that's I would like to, but I feel like we're gonna need your guys' help out there. That's the
Point us in the
only
right
way.
direction. Yeah.
Point us in the direction. What do you want to hear? Like w- all we keep seeing is just hoax after hoax after hoax and stuff that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So we're going to need some type of help, like because this is not. It's just we're stumbling around in the dark. So
Yep.
I don't know what else to like say there. Like
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you summed it up.
yeah.
All right. Well, you guys out there, take care of each other. We'll see you back here on the next one.
Mwah!
I was waiting for it.
See ya.
Bye. This is Josh. Bye. Josh is